Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. It's Dara, and I have been craving basil. And I thought I would make a basil pesto. And on Instagram the other day, I saw my friend Craig. Some of you may remember him. I palled around with him in Paris years ago, many moons ago, and he's so inspiring in the food department. And I think we all need to inspire each other. And I'm telling you, I've been doing all raw for over a month now, and I feel so great. And I really don't want anything else. Bradley K, hey! So I figured I would either have it spiralized, the pesto over spiralized zucchini noodles, spaghetti, or if I were lazy, I would quickly just vegetable peel these and have some flat noodles to put the pesto over. Or you can make the pesto and put it over gluten-free pasta. You could have it and keep it in the refrigerator for 2 weeks. So it's a really nice thing to make a big batch of, so that you have it handy when you want. Patty and Gary, hi. It's Venus Day on Friday. The planet Venus rules the day. So wearing pinks and greens and thinking about love and romance and beautiful things, beautiful people, beautiful food. My mantra for Fridays is I see only beauty. And for this Taurus North Node sister of yours, that is the mantra for every day. So if you don't know your North Node, it's your Dharma. It spells out what you need to do and be in this lifetime to make your spirit happy. And so I made some videos on that. They're available on my website. And it is information that has helped me and many others greatly. Hey, Barbsy. So I'm not going to do the cauliflower now. I will do that after. Let's put some of that away. So I'm just making a little portion today, and I'm going to save the basil pesto in a container, a glass container, and have it for tomorrow and the next day. And you were just thinking about me. That's so sweet. So I have my Cuisinart. You can see it, my food processor. I've had this for many, many years. It's a 14 cup. You can use a teeny little one if you just want to make a little bit. So you don't need this big machine, although I highly recommend it. You can use a little food processor. Let's set aside the cauliflower and show you my ingredients. And Rob K, I did not get your pad thai salad recipe. You can send it to hello@daradubonnet.com if you guys need me to see anything. So we have this set up, and I have cut off the ends of the basil. It's a full package of basil. And so this recipe, if you want to call it a recipe, I don't like to measure. You do things to taste, but it's about 2 handfuls of basil. I maybe can use less of it. Let's see how we do. It's about this much of basil. If you want me to tell you how many cups, I can I'll approximate it, because I do have the other things kind of measured out. So let's see about how many cups this is. I'll chop it up a little for you, because I know some people like approximate recipes. Okay, so we might as well do that, because I have the rest. That's about a cup. And let's use 2 cups. Let's use 2 cups of basil. Let's use the rest on the cutting board. It's about 2 cups. 2 big handfuls is good. And then we're going to, I get so very Virgo when everything is not neat. It drives me like crazy. I love, as I prepare food, I definitely clean up as I go, and it makes me feel calm and peaceful. And usually by the time dinner is done, everything's clean except for the bowl that I eat in. It's just how I like to roll. Unless I'm in a hurry or making a video, and I can't do that. This is very Venusian. So now I do have a pad thai recipe up on this channel, and I think pad thai could be coming up next. So I would love to hear your version, Rob. So now I measured out about a quarter cup of gorgeous olive oil. All olive oils are not created equal. You really kind of want like almost like a kick on your tongue, in the back of your tongue. You want almost like a bitterness. You want to make sure that the olive oil that you're using is fresh. And this one is called Pond's, Pons. Extra virgin organic olive oil. So I have a quarter cup of that. And I can always add more basil if I feel like it's too much. I have pine nuts. You could use Brazil nuts if you needed to, some walnuts if you didn't have all or any pine nuts. So this is about a half a cup. And then I have nutritional yeast, which I usually get in bulk at Whole Foods, and this is a quarter cup. And then I'm going to use, I don't know, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. We can always add more. I'm going to use, I peeled cloves of garlic. I have 3 large ones. You could use more, you could use less, you could use garlic powder. And how is my sound? I have this little thing on. I don't know that I need it. This shirt, this beautiful shirt, is, I got it when I was in Lisbon last summer, and it's from a beautiful store. I think the company is a French company who makes it, and it's Ba, B-A, and the ampersand, S-H. That's the company. I have a green dress as well. I know, I just love this color green. It's like green goes with the basil, is very heart. It opens up the heart. This is like the color of emeralds, and emerald's a great stone for opening up the heart, as is rose quartz, rhodochrosite, chrysoprase. So pinks and greens on Venus Day, Friday. So now, do we have everything? We need some black pepper. I think that will be really nice. Some black pepper in here, and let's see how the ratio is going. I haven't made this in many, I think years even. I will spatula it. It looks heavy on the pine nuts, which is, you know, pine nuts can be expensive. Pine nuts are not always organic. You don't necessarily want ones that are not organic. Mind where they come from. So I get my nuts and seeds and dried fruit, big bags of it from Sun Organic Farms. That's great. I can even add the rest of the basil leaves, which would be about another cup. Yeah, I'll make it a little more greeny because I like everything greeny, but it's perfectly gorgeous as it is, and I'm happy. So it's about 3 cups. So if anybody wants to write down what I did in the comments, but I'm going to put it in the description. I might have to add salt. Yes, pine nuts are pricey, so you can use walnuts. Totally legit. Throw in a couple cashews. So I used, I'll tell you the recipe. I used 3 cups of basil, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of pine nuts. Mix in whichever nuts and seeds. You can do a mix. I did about a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I did some pepper, and I did 3 large cloves of fresh garlic. And I'm finding it to be absolutely gorgeous. I will spoon some out so you can see it. I feel very happy, and you can see how quick that is. Now you know how to make the pesto, and we can deal with the other veggies next. So that was how many minutes? 9 minutes of some talking and some pesto making, and this will be gorgeous in a container in the refrigerator. That way, you know, I like to take snacks. I'm a snacker. I'm a grazer. So I will have a little cauliflower and take the container of pesto out, or hummus, or whatever I've made, dip it, have a couple bites, and keep going about my day. This would be so beautiful on a pasta, on a gluten-free pasta. I'm going to put it on zucchini. The weirdest thing is that I bought 2 big zucchini the other day and I can't find them. It's so funny. I don't know. They didn't make it home. I don't know what happened. On garlic bread, it would be great on bruschetta, gluten-free toast. You can go put it on flax crackers, on any kind of cracker. I've been staying away from all the things that I was eating. I was having rice, and I was having some dal and some beans, and I was having gluten-free bread every day. And I just kind of chose not to. I just chose to eat a lot of fruit during the day. Fruit smoothies, green smoothies, salad for lunch, salad for dinner, and it's just now what my body is. How do I like this? Yeah, I like it this way. This is like ancient. I've had this since like 2006. It's a spiruli spiraler, and it's classic, and it's aged in yellow. It used to be pure white, and I am going to get a bowl. That's what I need. A shallow bowl. And then the trick is you cut the end off the zucchini, and both ends really, give it a flat surface. And then you just there. You just do that. This bowl isn't shallow enough, but it will do. You just put it on like that, and then hopefully it's suctioned down enough. My counter was a little wet, so I just kind of go like this. You know, I figure, zucchini, some are large and some are small, but I figure 1 zucchini a person or 2 small zucchinis a person. So if you're figuring out how to feed your family, and depending on if it's a side dish or the main dish, for me, it's usually the main thing. So I can easily eat 2 zucchinis because they are so water-filled. And there will be the middle of it left over, like the skinny little round tube of a middle. And then I will, because I don't like to waste food, just dice that. Slice it and dice it and toss it in with the rest of the dish. When I went to culinary school, there was we found out a way to make the zucchini feel a little bit more like pasta, a different consistency with not so much water in it. I love the watery consistency, but if I wanted to reduce this, then I would sprinkle it with salt, let it sweat, and then squeeze the moisture out of it and drain the moisture from the bowl. And then you'd have a reduced kind of noodle-like, a little bit more noodle-like consistency. So then these little pieces, you can use them in a soup, you can use them in a juice, or you can just dice them and toss them into the mix. And I think that's really nice to do. Organic produce is so precious. Yes, I don't have cherry tomatoes at the moment, but cherry tomatoes, Gary, with this would be so delicious. And with this zucchini pasta, you can do so many things. And if you're in a hurry and you don't have this, it's easy to buy. Let's say, Gary, you wanted to buy a zucchini and you have a vegetable peeler in a bowl. Just peel it into a bowl, put some olive oil and salt and some garlic powder, and you've got a beautiful meal. So for me, eating raw is it's about being sustainable. It's about being so simple that it's so easy to sustain yourself. Fancy is nice, but simple is very nice. Because you just got to think, how am I going to do this day in and day out? And unless you want to stand in the kitchen for hours, which I don't, really. Okay, let's put the pesto on it, and I'll deal with these little pieces later. Slide this off the counter. So I'll put a little bit on the cauliflower where you can see it, and a little bit on the pasta. I'm calling it pasta. It's not like pasta, but believe me, having a gluten-free pasta, my favorite gluten-free pasta ever, the only one that I've ever liked is Bionnature, Bionnature. And it's like, you don't even know that it's not gluten. So then we have this. I put a little bit. Oh, my daughter's singing again. She's singing. She's writing songs. Hopefully she'll have her album out and I'll be able to share it. That's so sweet that you asked that. That was a special moment in time. Live. Here we go. I'm using a spatula to mix. But, you might want to cut the zucchini because it's very long. I'm going to get a fork. My daughter got me these forks at a vintage mart, and she had remembered that we had these at 305 Walnut Street, the house I grew up in, the house of my mother, and she remembered my mother had the silverware. Isn't it fun? So I have the silverware from the 70s, or I don't know when it was from, but it was at her house. Okay. So we want the pesto to be very salty and strong because most likely you're putting it over something else that will dilute it. I feel very happy with just the look of this. It's so pleasing. I'm going to put some more. So does anybody have any questions about anything? How to be raw, how to stay raw, how do I do anything? I really feel that it is a luxury and it's not a deprivation, it's a celebration. And so I know that I'm having these flavors, and then I know after I can have a hot, creamy, chocolatey tonic, and then I will be very, very satisfied. Last night, I had dinner fairly early, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I had like a craving for something cold, which doesn't usually happen with me, but I just got up. I put a little oat milk and water in the blender, and I put frozen banana, and I had some banana ice cream smoothie for my dessert. So you never really have to tell yourself you can't have something. If you want to have smushed banana with some raw almond butter, that's going to be fun with some cacao nibs and a pinch of salt or a drizzle of honey. Like you don't have to like hurt yourself with deprivation. And if you eat like this day in and day out, you won't really need to do a big fat cleanse usually. I mean, it's nice to do a cleanse a couple times a year, but if you eat like this and you don't have like the traditional vegan junk food, vegan burgers with, all the stuff, we know what vegan junk food is, which is okay. But if you eat like this, you're not really, you can be consistent. Nancy. Okay, so do you see it? Are you happy with this? I'm happy with it. Should I take a bite of it? So no questions. Everybody's just happy to be together on this Friday. It's so good. Now, I love salt, so it just needs a little salt. So I would actually make the pesto saltier, I think. I might add some salt to the main mix. It's funny, I don't consider any of my foods cheat foods. Like, I don't even think there is such a thing as cheating to me. Here's the thing. When you clean up your body, and your body naturally craves things, if it craves sweets like fruit, it will then crave things that are still healthy, that have different nutrients in them. So what would be a cheat? Durian pudding, banana and ice cream, not a cheat. Having this morning, I did have a gluten-free toast with mashed avocado because I felt like I needed something dense. So when you clean yourself up, your body naturally craves things that are healthy. And so having gluten-free bread with avocado with avocado on it would seem not decadent to some, but the way I've been eating it felt decadent. So I would say it's decadent more than cheating. Like what's really, wow, I'm having that. I can't believe it. But for the most part, there is, look at that. There's no such thing as cheating. Maybe you're cheating yourself if you don't eat like this, but no such thing. Like if I want a piece of chocolate, I'll have it. It's so good. Wow. I feel so happy. Let me put it on the cauliflower. So I think that, what would cheating be? Like if I wanted to have they make vegan burgers. I tried the Impossible Burger at this place across the street. And I don't really want anything to taste like meat, but I think what it is that everybody's at their own level at any given time in their lives, right? Like I was 100% raw for close to 10 years. Eating rice would be weird, but for somebody else, having rice, a little bit of beans, and a huge salad is like their next level, their healthy place. So it really depends where you're at. But I like to consider the languaging to be kinder. Like I say, eat. If you think, oh my God, I could never give up XYZ, whatever it is, cheese or pizza or whatever, tell yourself that you can have it. You can definitely have the pizza if you have quality made dough with it's organic, and you can have it. But what I would say is have this first and then see if your body actually wants it or craves it. And if you do have that thing, I guarantee you'll have way less of it. Oh, this is so pretty. This little cauliflower, I'll show you. Portobello mushrooms are amazing to saute with some coconut oil and a little bit of namashoya with soy sauce. I love mushrooms. I will definitely eat cooked mushrooms. So look how pretty that is. So yes, Gary's right. We need little cherry tomatoes, which I don't have, which we could have tomorrow. You can make cauliflower rice. Great one, Patty. In here, all cauliflower rice is this, pulsed in a food processor. You can lightly steam it if you need to, lightly saute it in a pan like that, a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, or you can just have it raw. You can put something hot on top of the cauliflower rice. It's what I call raw fusion. So let's say I chopped up mushrooms and I sauteed them with garlic, and I put that over raw food. It gives you the cooked feeling with the raw benefits. So I would say the benefits of basil are numerous. It's been known to treat depression. It's been known to help with your blood sugar. It helps with diabetes. It helps digestion. It's anti-inflammatory. So basil is just an amazing herb. So for me, there's only a certain amount of time in the day, and there's only a certain amount of space in here, your real estate. Everything that goes in should be nutrient dense. Anything else is just filler. It's taking up real estate when we want to take up the real estate with the most gorgeous home and the most gorgeous garden and the most beautiful things. Like even in our homes, we don't want it filled with junk. We just only want things we love. In our bodies, we only want things that feed us. A wet chop for cauliflower. That's a great idea. Thank you, raw veganification. Veganification, that's so cute. Yeah, so there's so many things we can do. Nancy's almost 52. I'm 53. No symptoms of pre or menopause. Do you have any suggestions to keep this going for a long time? Nancy, me too. I just got chills. I have no peri, anything. And I do attribute it to the way that I eat, 100%. I had a girlfriend who was probably 10 years past me, in advance of me, and she didn't have it at 64. So I think when you cure one disease, like Charlotte Gerson says, when you cure one disease, you cure them all. When you heal your body is just in a natural rhythm. What advice would I give my 30-year-old self? Well, I didn't find all this till about probably 40, 39, about 38, I started really wait a minute, only organic, wait a minute, we need to learn to clean the colon. Why didn't anyone ever tell me? This is bizarre. Then I moved to California and I found raw food. I didn't like it at first because I had something nut heavy at some restaurant. It was called Leaf Cuisine, and I remember getting a stomach ache. And then about 6 months later, I went to Rawvolution and I ate there, and that's when I went 100% raw. So I would say the advice that I would give my 30-year-old self is the advice that I asked my mom in her last couple of days. We knew she was leaving, and I said, what advice would you like to give your granddaughter? What do you want me to tell her? And she said, tell her to listen to her mother about food and leave the baggage with us, meaning familial baggage doesn't need to get carried on, relationship stuff, anything. So I thought that was so beautiful, so potent, so powerful, and so monumental. So I would say, and now my daughter totally drinks green juices and eats food like this. When she was little, she had a lot of steamed veggies, and she wasn't necessarily vegan, but all organic, but and she went opposite for a while, and now she's back to this. So I would say stay consistent, see the results for yourself. I would say to my 30-year-old self, eat raw, eat a lot of vegetables. Yeah, really, really. Robin's here. Go see Kindry Skincare. One of the reasons I look, my nails look good. I put her cream on. Yesterday I made a video, and I really didn't, I was caught off guard. I was practicing the new camera setup with Jeff, the rawtographer from my raw food days. And I really wasn't prepared to go live, but I did it. And I made an Epsom salt foot scrub. It's about 2 parts Epsom salts, 1 part coconut oil, a whole lot of essential oil, and I just scrub my feet with it. I've been buffing my nails, taking care of my own nails and my toes, scrubbing my skin, and then I use Kindry Skincare for extra moisturizing on my lips and my neck and my hands and my feet. So I would say take care. I do not take collagen. We're the same age. So what else would I tell myself? I knew about feng shui back then. I found it in my early 20s, late 20s, about around my Saturn return, around 28. Look Before You Love. It's a great feng shui book. I would say look at how your partner's living. I would say that my dad, Herbie, used to always say, you don't marry a person, you marry their family. I think that's true. I think that men deal with the women in their lives, the up close and personal woman, the woman they choose, however they treat their mother or their relationship with their mother, they can't help it, but that will be how they treat you, because that's how they learned how to treat the woman that was closest to them. So we want to look for a relationship where the person, your significant other, loves their parent. I think that's important and has a good relationship, or they have done a lot of beautiful work on themselves and realize these things. We want somebody who is actualized or at least activated in their north node. So the north node is your dharma. The south node is your karma, where you've been many past lifetimes. At any time in our lives and up to about age 30, we tend to be acting out of our south node. Where we've been, and it usually tends to be the not so nice expression, some nice expressions of that particular sign, but because we've done our south node sign so many lifetimes in a row, it ends up being the negative expression of the sign. And when we are uncomfortable in this lifetime, we tend to want to go back into our south node because it's our comfort zone. And what we want to be doing and what we want our partner to be doing is reaching for and activating their north node, which is like their spiritual shining star. So if somebody is activated in their north node, behaving and having attributes of that particular sign, then they will be sparkly. They will be vibrating at a level that makes their spirit happy. So that's what we want in someone else. That's what we want in ourselves. We want to be vibrating at a level that makes our soul happy, because then anybody we meet will support us in that endeavor. They will recognize that part of us. If we meet someone while we're in our south node behavior, they may like that level of activity. And so we'll be a little down. So we want to, and what I did in my North Node videos is that I gave us language to describe, yes, that's me. And then you can show your partner or your family, look, I know I may seem this, but encourage me to rise up. We want to encourage all of us to rise up to our North Node. So for me at this point, what I would tell my 30-year-old self is you're supposed to be very Taurian. You're supposed to stay above ground and not get involved in psychodrama like your Scorpio South Node. Be Taurus, be Venusian. Venus rules the sign of Taurus. So everything that I do here is very Venusian. This is proper to my North Node. Slow down, provide for myself, blah, 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 all that stuff. So I would say, in a nutshell, know your North Node, know the North Node house placement, and that will be, you do those things. I'm getting chills for you guys. You will be on your life's path. You will be tickling your spirit. It's what your soul wants. It's your medicine. So that has proven to be very, very, very helpful. A Dara book of advice. I would love that. Oh, that's smart, Rob. Okay, to cut 1/2 inch deep on the side of the zucchini before spiralizing it. I just do the chop after, but that's a great, great idea. 1/2 inch deep on the side of the zucchini. So I don't have the other zucchini. I did both of them. I love that. Protect your skin from the sun. Nancy, that's a great idea. I do notice that people who have less sun, or parts of your body that have had less sun, are smoother. I do feel that when you eat an enormous amount of greens, the sun is your friend, more than if you were slathering on chemical sunscreen, or you were eating any type of chemical or food that wasn't good for you. That's when skin problems, serious issues occur, because the sun is boiling out the chemicals from within. So I have had a beautiful and healthy relationship with the sun for years, with maybe hats on or putting on a shirt when I get too much, or not being out in the sun too much. But I do have a healthy relationship with the sun because of how I eat. So I can't tell you what I would look like without having had sun most of my life. Perhaps I would look more pristine, but there's a certain amount of energy, an energy charge. There's the child. And I was just having this conversation with my daughter, because she's like, you know, I know the sun damages, I just love it so much. I said, well, if you drink a lot of green juice and you eat a lot of greens, it will be better than if you don't. And that I said, well, you know, I've had a lot of sun. How do I look? And she said, you look amazing, but who knows what you would look like if you didn't have all that sun. So I don't know. I don't know. Am I still here? I don't know if that was filming. Did you hear the last part? What would I look like without all that sun? So I said to my daughter, basically, I've had sun and I feel good and happy with my skin. I'm sure I have little spots and whatever, but well, Robin agrees. Robin agreed on the fact that nutrition will protect your skin against skin damage. So I feel like maybe I'd look more pristine if I didn't get sun, but I know I wouldn't be as happy. Like, it's like I need it. Whenever, before I do an astrogeography session or an intuitive session, I go out for a sun charge. It's almost like it gives me information, much like the sun is getting the plant to make chlorophyll. So thank you, Robin, for that, because Robin is like, usually a lot of skincare people are like, no sun ever. But I think that a healthy relationship with the sun is good, because I don't know, not getting any sun, can that be good? Putting on chemical sunscreen, no, that can't be good. Using zinc products, or maybe Robin has a product. So no collagen, yes sun, no sunscreen for me, yes hats. That's what I'm up to. But yes, take care of your skin. And listen to Robin at Kindri, Kindri Skincare. Listen to her. Go see her. She's the expert. So I love you guys. People are going to think that this is a 34-minute video on how to make pesto, but it actually was 9 minutes and 8 seconds. And the rest was us hanging out, which I loved. So Nancy, I think giving our children wisdom that we have garnered is so amazing. Like whatever we do, it just shows that we care. And I said, I want to take time in each conversation to teach you something, to share something, or to tell you a story about my life. So we have to share. That's part of the passing on of wisdom. And I love you guys. I'm going to go enjoy my dinner. I'm going to put the cauliflower. I do wish I had something red. I am wishing that I could make this put some heat in it. I could put a little cayenne. So happy Venus Day. Please join me on Instagram. It's fun over there. I take flower walks and I show them in my stories. I share little tidbits here and there. So I'm gracefully aging like a fine wine. Thank you, Gary dear. Happy Venus Day, happy Love Day. The more love and light we can share, the better. The more clean we can keep ourselves, the higher we're going to feel. And we can help raise the vibration at this particular time in our lives, in the world. So I'm so glad we got to hang out. Grandpa, Jojo, Agogo. That's so cute. And Carla. How lucky we are. How blessed we are. Big hugs. See you soon. And don't forget to get your zucchini on. Nope, your pesto.